Hello. Hello, beautiful souls. Big exhale breath. This is the final reading in this series. And I want to thank you for those of you that have commented. I have read most of your comments. I haven't had time to reply to them, and I will do that hopefully over the next 48 hours. And thank you. Thank you for all of you who have made a donation in one way or another, just for everything, for the cards, the e-cards. It's been wonderful. So, and I also this has been an interesting process for me as well too, to do this live. And I apologize. I want to apologize for all of the notifications that you would have received from these many videos, because that's kind of annoying. So I need to think about this if I would do it this way again. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about those of you that have the number 6 as your number for 2021. I'm still having a hard time saying that. 2021. Wow. This is a beautiful card to have. There's a few cards of balance in the tarot: temperance, justice, and this one. There are others as well too, but this one it's a really special card, and there's a really interesting relationship between this card and the 15th card as well too. So I hope at some point you can go back and look at the reading for the 15th card last night. And in this particular deck, I'll switch it so you can see the big cards. I'm still shuffling. I'm not quite ready to do the reading. You can see that. Let me tilt it up so you can see it better. It's quite a, sorry, I've been wanting to sneeze the last few hours over and over. This one, the illustration is about a deep connection between two people. And this is a card of almost, I don't know, like sometimes I find it's about loving yourself. It's about finding the completeness of yourself. And so when I say this is a card of balance, it's a card about loving yourself entirely, loving all of you exactly as you are. And I would like to share a little bit with you from Earth Flesh as well too. I really feel also like these videos have been a good way to get into the meat of Earth Flesh, some of the insight into Avalon's wisdom into the tarot. This is a very special deck. It's a very unique deck. A lot of the cards have a different interpretation than a straight up RWS. And we've had lots of repeating cards throughout this series as well too. So if this is a card of balance or a card of relationship, this is a card about being comfortable with being separate, being as comfortable with being separate as you are with being one. This is a card of understanding that one is one, and sometimes 1 + 1 is 1, and sometimes 1 + 1 is 2. This is about a contemplation of relationship with others and relationship with yourself. And there's a really beautiful book that I always recommend when people are beginning to understand this, beginning to dive into the deep soul work that has to do with really understanding that those that are around you, your external relationships, are reflections and mirrors of what's going on within yourself. And those people wouldn't show up in your life if they didn't have something to teach you. So It can be really, really challenging. And in this reading, we're going to start with the Suit of Cups. I find it's going to help us through this. And we'll look at the relationship between the Suit of Cups and the Suit of Fire. And throughout this year, I would encourage you to really focus on those two elements and to build in. It might not be through water and fire. It could be through symbols that represent the blade and the chalice. There may be two pieces of statuary that help you to see that. But these are the elements that will help you to find clarity in your relationship with the Lover's card this year. Yeah, if that is not, if you're not dealing with a relationship. Now, I talked about this in the Empress card. So sometimes we have external relationships that are reflecting back our challenges. In the Empress card, I was talking about the relationship with mother. And here, it might be more in your relationship with your partner in love, or your partner at work. And so we can help to work through that with our practice, with learning about the relationship between fire and water through practices. Okay, so let's go over here to the water. And in the Suit of Cups, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So if this is your card for 2020, and it is your intention to move into relationship with a lover, relationship with a partner, relationship with a business partner, you couldn't have pulled a more confirming card, affirming card in the Suit of Cups. It's very, very soulful. They are connected at the third eye chakra. It's really beautiful. I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so let's choose a card from Oracle of Echoes just to clarify that. Oh, so this card says hope. And I just saw something in this card that I haven't actually noticed before. It's almost like I see a pearl of wisdom. You know, it's like sometimes I've seen the eye of the storm here, but it feels more beautiful than that. So I would take this as trusting in the relationship that you are nurturing at the present moment. And also learning to see yourself in that relationship. And as the relationship grows and develops and things arise through the relationship, to understand that what is happening out there is indeed you, and is there for your greater good. We've got Sequoia for your fantastic being. I love this card. So here's your fantastic being card. Everybody's, well, obviously each card has received a fantastic being, and this is unique to this reading. This is the only time this card has come up. And look at this is actually a beautiful card here, because think about this. Think about that interaction between the trees and the forest. Think about the interaction of all of the roots and the plants and the deep connection here. For the giant sequoia, our lifespan represents a fraction of its 3,000-year-long existence. If we are lucky, we are granted 70 to 80 years around the sun. Although short for the sequoia, in human years, this is a long time. It affords us 10 years to gain footing, another 10 to 20 years to glean cursory knowledge about our world, and another 40 or 50 years to question the books, discover the truth, think for ourselves, and explore even more. That said, don't sit around and think about it. Get out there and live it. I really feel this is about connection. Get out there and live it. So some of you know that I do live readings on Tuesdays, and the predominance of love questions is enormous. Like I would say 90% of the questions I get are about relationships. Right now, a lot of the relationship questions about a lot of the relationships are distant relationships. We have an online relationship. We've never met. And I'm thinking, how can we develop a relationship if we can't connect? And so to me, this reading here, it's about connection. You need to be in the same space. You need to come together in the same town, in the same physical space, and connect. This is about touching and connection and being together. And so maybe that long distant relationship that can never be is the one you need to let go of so that you can connect with somebody close to you. Random thought, I know, random thought. There's no cards that indicate that really, other than this, all this connection here. I'm going to go really Rider-Waite-Smith here. You know, this card symbolizes exhaustion. Exhaustion. And maybe this exhaustion is from carrying a relationship that isn't going anywhere. Or carrying responsibility. How can you focus and nourish the relationship that needs to grow if you're carrying all this other stuff? And at the very beginning, I was talking about how this is a card of finding wholeness in yourself. And while this reading feels very much like a love relationship, like a year of really connecting with another human being, the reason that potential is there is because that relationship will help you to love yourself more. And so the more you love the other, the more you will love yourself. But there's a part that needs to be, that you need to let go of. Maybe the swords, the mind, will give us some insight. I'm actually going to go back and count the number of times this card has come up. So let's look at these two cards side by side. Like, I want to just throw away that which no longer serves. I am feeling, wow. This is the dove. The keyword is our sacred selves. Both of these cards are about taking on something that isn't yours to take on. Taking something on. So what I'm feeling here is that in taking on things, it's like taking on things to keep you busy or taking on things because you don't want to focus on yourself. But this is a year about focusing on yourself. And an extension, focusing on a relationship that will nurture yourself. Our sacred selves. I'm pretty sure that's what that says. Yes, our sacred selves. The plant medicine that will help you with that is chamomile. It's so simple, really. It's so simple. You deserve it. You really, really deserve it. And this is a card of care. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of care. And if you care for yourself as much as this young boy is caring for and being patient with how he forages mushrooms, then this is going to be a really, really beautiful year. And so what I see also here, this is above, this is below. So these two cards above are also part of what goes on in this mental chatter for you. What is real is this. What is not real is this. And so this year with the Lover's card is about a very important connection of you with yourself, and potentially with in extension with a lover or with a business partner who really gets you for who you are, who really understands who you are. Our sacred selves. Wow, what a beautiful way to end this series of readings. So thank you. This has been a privilege, actually. This has been a privilege, and I thank you for being here today and any day. And when you are ready to integrate and process some of this, I would really appreciate you writing a comment below, and then I will, of course, respond, and we can have a little conversation about how this reading resonated, or if you need clarification on any of the cards, I'd be very happy to do that for you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Namaste.